Now. It's showtime, my friend. How nice, come on in. It's so good to see you again. Got stories to share. I'm virtually there. It's showtime, my friend. It's showtime, my friend, with a tear or a grin. We're chomping the bit to begin. Wear sweatpants or slacks, sit back and relax. That's not right. Bring your snacks, my friend. Now, if you have to go, I want you to know it's easy to sign right back in. Is your connection kind of slow? Oh, I hope you don't miss the show. It's showtime, my friend. All right. It's time to prepare for our online affair. I do hope you'll stay till the end. Well, I tuned up my axe. Sit back and relax. Now, no matter how your day has been, we'll make you smile, make it all worth your while. It's showtime, it's starting right now time, it's showtime. Showtime, my friend. All right, hi, everybody. Let's see, I got to look at this screen. Oh, my gosh. When I moved the screen out of the way like it was normal, I could see people logging in, and I thought, great, this is going to be... And then the button that says start the show, disappeared. What do you mean? Where to go? And that was like 15 seconds before showtime. That's how it goes. Yeah, it's always just before. So, Jack and Barb, you guys were here quite a bit early, weren't you? About 10 minutes early. Bud, Brett, and Jeannie not too long after that. And Amy joining in tonight. Well, all right. All right. Hi, Amy. Nice to see you. All right. Very good. Man, I don't think it's been about 30 years, 20 years. Man, nice to see you. I can't see you, Amy. All right. And then Kim and Mark Wright. And then Joan Haskin with Bob probably nearby. And let's see. Oh, it looks like Mom hasn't found a way to log in. I think I'm going to be over at her place tomorrow night anyway, so I won't be doing the same stuff. But let's see. I'm trying to reshape the screen so I can see everything I got to see at the same time. And what else? There was some other interesting thing I was going to tell you about. Well, I don't think anything in particular other than these songs. As I said, these songs are like everything that here is. It said, according to the way I track the performance of the songs, that I haven't done, other than Showtime, haven't done these songs for you in a year, at least a year. Here's one of them, At the Hop. And I don't know. It seemed like I must have done it during the 50s program that I did, but maybe I did a bunch of Elvis stuff instead. Well, anyway, here it is. It's At the Hop. Now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba, ba. Well, you can rock and you can roll it, you can slap and you can stroll it at the hop. Or when the record starts spinning, you can listen with the chicken at the hop. Do the dance sensation that's sweeping the nation at the hop. Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop. Oh, baby, let's go to the hop. Oh, baby, let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. Well, you can swing and you can groove it. You can really start to move it at the hop. Where the jockey is the smoothest and the music is the coolest at the hop. All the cats and chicks can get their kicks at the hop. Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop. Oh, Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. Let's go, go. Hi, Susan Curtis. Hello. 1, 2. Well, you can rock and you can roll and you can slap and you can shoulder at the hop. Where the record starts spinning and then listen with the chicken at the hop. Do the dance sensation that's sweeping the nation at the hop. Well, you can swing and you can groove it. You can really start to move it at the hop. Where the jockey is the smoothest and the music is the coolest at the hop. All the cats and chicks can get their kicks at the hop. Let's go to 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 the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. Oh yeah. At the hop. Well, man, a person could use this song to learn how to be an auctioneer. Man, well, you can rock and you can roll and you can slap and you can sold it at the hop. When the record starts to spin and the clips and that's another thing. When the record starts spinning, you calypso when you chicken at the hop. That doesn't. You can listen. I would think it would be what we used to think it was. You can listen with the chicken at the hop because, well, when we would go to junior high and high school dances, a lot of us, we'd walk in a big long circle. People would dance in the middle, but most of us were chicken. And so we would watch, people were afraid to ask somebody to dance because they might turn us down. Ooh, wouldn't that be a horrible thing? And we'd be embarrassed the rest of our lives. Well, that's what it felt like. There's this stuff about age reversal that people are talking about. Some of the people in genetics laboratories talking about age reversal. Wouldn't it be interesting to go back and be a teenager again in an adult body? I mean, no. We want a teenage body with an adult mind. Maybe, like a little less self-conscious mind and just to be relaxed. First of all, I would have enjoyed paying attention more in class, but mostly I was thinking about the girls, if I remember right. All right, enough of that stuff. But you can calypso when you chicken. No, I think that's wrong. So, this is cool. I did a whole program on Shel Silverstein some months ago. And this was one of the pieces in it, but it turns out he had so much material that I did not use this particular one. Gosh, it just seems like I've done it recently, though. Anyway, we're going to do it now. It's a Shel Silverstein poem, really. Never turned it into a song. And it's called The Man Who Got No Sign. And it's actually very clever piece that he wrote. Now, Shel Silverstein, for you who don't know, wrote a lot of really cool, famous songs. He wrote A Boy Named Sue for Johnny Cash. He wrote, On the Cover of the Rolling Stone for Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. Oh my gosh, I can't even, I'm sorry. But he also wrote children's books too. A house, the house at the end of the sidewalk, and A Light in the Attic, and among others, he wrote a lot more too. And he wrote hundreds of songs. Some of them were something I would not do on this program because they were pretty raunchy. Some of them were funny. Some of the raunchy were just raunchy with no funniness to them at all. Anyway, this is The Man Who Got No Sign, and for this, I'm going to over dramatize everything here. I'm going to just give it all kinds of, I'm going to play it like an actor. And I'm also going to put lots of reverb on it here. So it sounds real kind of haunting like this. So by the way, there's a little bit of adult material in here, but nothing that's, too bad. It's just enough to let you know what's going on. So here we go. There were, oh, and when I do this, I tend to make my voice sound a little like Shells. Shells had a really rough voice. He spent a lot of time in bars. I think he was a smoker too. But anyway, so I'm going to try to roughen up my voice a little for this. There was Gemini Jim and Scorpio Sal. They was living by the Golden Gate, freezing their nose and wearing leather clothes and dealing every way but straight. They had a Leo dog and a Capricorn cat, and everything was going fine till into their life on a starless night came the man who got no sign. Now look out, mama, he's headed this way. One eye yeller and the other one gray, looking for a soul, but he won't get mine. He's the man who got no sign. Well, he blew right in, sat right down, and he rolled himself a righteous smoke. He lit his roach with a lightning bolt and took a toke and spoke. Said he was born in an astrological warp when the moon refused to shine on the cusp of nowhere and nevermore. He's the man who got no sign. Then he told the story of his endless search to find his missing part. And Sal, she sits and smiles at him and tries to do his chart. Till Pisces Ben, who was Jim's best friend, said, man, you must be blind. Your chick is lost because her star is crossed with a man who got no sign. Then late that night, 2 shots rang out from Jim's old 32. He caught the stranger and Scorpio Sal doing what they shouldn't do. When he got to the shed, there was Jim by the bed with Scorpio Sal laying dead, dying. But a blood-red stain is all that remained of the man who got no sign. Well, the arrest was made by Sheriff Slade, an Aquarius through and through. And the jailer was a Sagittarius, and he beat Jim black and blue. Then they dragged him up the courthouse steps. They said, Jim, how do you plead? He said, man, the moon's in Virgo, so the blame don't fall on me. The jury was all Libras, so you know they was more than fair. But his lawyer was an Aries, and an Aries just don't care. Well, the judge, he was a Cancer, and Cancers have no friends, but the hangman was a Taurus. And that's where Jim's story ends. But late at night, when the stars are right and the moon is gray and dim, 2 ghostly figures roll around on the grave of Gemini Jim. One is the ghost of Scorpio Sal, and she moans and shrieks and grinds in the endless fun that she's getting from the man who got no sign. Well, that's fun. I get a lot of kick out of that one, and I especially like hearing his voice. Well, what do you say, you know? All right, let's get into something a little more calm, I guess. This is really a cool song. I don't know who wrote this, by the way. This is Kenny Rogers. Made the hit song with this called "She Believes in Me," and so let's do it. Here we go. While she lay sleeping, I stay out late at night and play my songs. And sometimes, oh, the nights can be so long. And it's good when I finally make it home, all alone, while she lays dreaming. I try to get undressed without the light, and quietly she says, how was your night? And I come to her and say, it was alright, and I hold her tight. And she believes in me. I'll never know just what she sees in me. I told her someday, if she was my girl, I could change the world with my little songs. I was wrong, but she has faith in me, and so I go on trying faithfully. And who knows, maybe on some special night, if my song is right, I will find a way. While she lays waiting, I stumble to the kitchen for a bite, and I see my old guitar in the night, just waiting for me like a secret friend, and there's no end. While she lays crying, I fumble with a melody or two, and I'm torn between the things that I should do. And she says to wake her up when I am through. God, her love is true. And she believes in me. I'll never know just what she sees in me. I told her someday, if she was my girl, I could change the world with my little songs. I was wrong, but she has faith in me, and so I go on trying faithfully. And who knows, maybe on some special night, if my song is right, I will find a way. While she waits, while she waits for me. Woo. Actually, I think this was from The Man Who Got No Sign. Somehow that one gets to me in funny ways. I don't know why. Oh, now here's just a fun thing. Now, when I perform live, not now, not when I'm playing at these retirement places, but when I was playing in bars and stuff, you'd get hecklers from time to time. Somebody get real drunk and they're think that they're funny, or they just want you to play a song or something. And the thing that I learned is that you have to be careful with this, because if you go and say something smart alecky back to the person who attacked you, so to speak, or well, let's just say they're heckling you for whatever reason. Oh, thank you. I see comments down below. Thanks. You want to wait, and this is something I learned from a book by Sammy Davis Jr. He talked about stage performing. He said one time he had something he was going to say to a heckler, and he went right after him. But they were really close up, and they had said something smart alecky down in the front row. Well, the problem is they hadn't bothered everybody else in the audience, and so people look back like, why is he picking on that guy? And suddenly now he's the jerk, right? So he figured out that what you have to do, you have to wait until the person is bothering everybody, not just you, and then you can come back at him. In fact, it's a good idea that they bother everybody else more than once. 2 or 3 times. Now you're seeing. You can look out in the audience. You see some faces. People going, "What are these people? What? Who? Get the." And so I ended up building up a set of insults that I would use for hecklers. Some of these are a little raunchy. You'll see what you think. I hope nobody's offended here. But anyway, so for instance, somebody says something smart, hey, play another song, or, play Proud Mary or whatever. And you say, hey, your proctologist called. He found your head. Let them figure it out. Most of the drunks can't figure it out. They don't even know that you're picking on them. Or you could say, you know what I like about you? Nothing. Then you could do it with a laugh. Nothing, so that it doesn't seem so mean. Or you say, I'd like to get into a battle of wits with you, but I hate to pick on an unarmed man. Another one that we had fun with. Yeah, I remember my first beer, and the rest of the audience is now laughing at that person. Usually that shuts them up. Haven't had any cases where, I've had cases where they just kept heckling because they didn't realize that they had just been put down, but I've never had a case where somebody threw something at me because of that. And I've been doing this for 50 years, and I think that's a pretty good idea, but maybe I'm just at the edge of my luck, Okay, so, this one's fun. They're heckling you again. Play Proud Mary. You say, he's just mad because he's getting a drink and the toilet seat hit him on the head. Boom. So now here's a couple ones that come from outside, though. This I wouldn't use on an audience member. George Bernard Shaw wrote an invitation to Winston Churchill, and both of these guys could be pretty snarky. And he wrote the invitation to Churchill and said, I am enclosing 2 tickets to the first night of my new play. Bring a friend, if you have one. So Churchill writes back and says, cannot possibly attend first night, will attend second, if there is one. And another exchange between Winston Churchill and Lady Astor, supposedly, I don't know if these are true. She said, if you were my husband, I'd give you poison. And he said, if you were my wife, I'd drink it. So it gives you an idea of some of the things that, now I was reading down some of these here, but I can't, some of them I don't think I can, let me see. Okay, so if you get somebody, an audience member, that's obnoxious, you could turn then to the woman and you could say, is that your husband or boyfriend? What is, and whatever they are, and you say, did you just pick him up? Couldn't you do any better than that? Or some kind of a thing like that. Say, no, I'm just kidding. Of course you couldn't do better. Boom. Oh boy, I don't want to do that one. There was some where I was working at truck stops and places like that, so I had some pretty rough ones, No, I'm not doing that one. No, not that. No. I'm sorry, you guys. We'll have to do those separately here. Oh, there's Mom. Oh, she said she lost track of time. That's all right. We got it. It's always recorded anyway. So, okay, this is a simple one. Didn't I see you down at the post office the other day? Yeah, I remember now. You were trying to mail a watermelon with food stamps. Boom. Oh, no, not doing that one. Okay. No, not going to do that. Last time, no, not doing it. Oh, well, this is one that doesn't have much teeth in it. I don't know. Apparently, this is one that Sammy Davis used. He'd say, hey, you know what? Why don't you come over to my house for a swim? I'd like to give you some drowning lessons. Not great. I didn't think it was great, but apparently it worked for him. So, all right. So let's move on here. Let's move some other songs here. Oh, this is one. I know I didn't do this one for a year. This is a song George Burns did, and apparently Tom Jones has also done it. It's, I didn't write down my tempo here. Just give me a second here. 1, 2, 3. That's not the one. Where'd it go? Oh, I think I just choose a waltz beat. I think this will work. It's a song called I Wish I Was 18 Again. And judging from a few things I said a little bit ago, I kind of wish I was 18 again, but not 18 in my psyche. I want to be a little more wise than that. So here we go. Oh, I'm going to raise this up here. There we go. At a bar down in Dallas, an old man chimed in, and they thought he was out of his head. And all being young men, they just laughed it off when they heard what this old man said. He said, I'll never again turn the young ladies' heads or go running off into the wind. I'm 3/4 home from the start to the end, and I wish I was 18 again. Oh, I wish I was 18 again, and going where I've never been. Old folks and old oaks standing tall, just pretend. Oh, I wish I was 18 again. Dee 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 da 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 la da 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 da. Now time turns the pages and life goes so fast. The years turn the dark hair to gray. I talk to some young folks, they don't understand the words this old man's got to say. Oh, I wish I was 18 again, and going where I've never been. Bum, bum, old folks and old oaks standing tall, just pretend. Oh, I wish I was 18 again. Oh, I wish I was 18 again. All right. Well, let's take a look at what we have after this. I have. I'm going to have to scroll the screen when I do this one. Let's get the beat right here. This is a song by, oh my gosh, I didn't write the stuff on here. Well, let's just say it this way. The song is called Layla and written and performed by Eric Clapton. There's some pretty cool stuff on it. It goes at the beginning, it goes. Anyway, it's got all that stuff. Well, when Eric performed this for Unplugged, of course, they didn't have all the electric guitar stuff in there. So they changed it. Not only did they change it from a rock thing, they put it in kind of a shuffle beat. And so I'm going to do that version of it because you can do it with just one guitar. And in this case, I'm adding a drum machine. And but the story behind it is that Eric Clapton fell head over heels for Patty Harrison. Now, Patty Harrison was married to a certain guy named George Harrison, the George Harrison who was a Beatle. Yeah, and that was not a cool thing, man. You don't steal the Beatles' girlfriend. You don't steal nothing from a Beatle. Anyway, So he had some kind of relationship. I don't know if it was platonic and it just drove him crazy, or whether he was they were actually fooling around, whatever the story was. But he wrote this song and, of course, changed the name to Protect the Guilty. But it didn't take long before everybody knew what it was about. So here it is. I'm going to try to do a version of Layla. What you gonna do when you get lonely, with nobody waiting by your side? You've been running, hiding much too long. You know, just your foolish pride. Layla, you got me on my knee, Layla. I beg you, darling, please, Layla. Darling, won't you ease my worried mind? Tried to give you consolation, but your old man won't let you down. Like a fool, I fell in love with you. I turned my whole world upside down. Layla, you got me on my knees, Layla. I beg you, darling, please, Layla. Darling, won't you ease my worried mind? Let's make the best of the situation before I finally go insane. Please just say we'll never find a way, and tell me all my love's in vain. Layla, you got me on my knee, Layla. I beg you, darling, please, Layla. Darling, won't you ease my worried mind? Make the best of the bad situation before I finally go insane. Please don't say we'll never find a way, and tell me all our love's in vain. Layla, you got me on my knee, Layla. I beg you, darling, please, Layla. Darling, won't you ease my worried mind? Well, on the album, then you see, or on the original version, there's a long jam session at the end that was put together over these chords that, and the main melody was da 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 da, but there were slide guitars going all the way through the thing. In fact, my opinion is that there was too much going on. Have you ever seen those award shows where they put like 50 performers on stage? You got Bruce Springsteen, you got you name it. And they had all the big names, and they're all trying to play one note that anybody would notice. It's insane when they get too many of these people, really good quality people, all and trying to get them to just play with each other as opposed to trying to stand out from everybody else. But anyway, it's a beautiful piece at the end. I said I would probably edit it a little and take out some of the extra lead stuff and leave that real nice melody in there. But anyway, wow, what a song. What a song. I mean, it's just, and the way he sings it too, by the way. I don't know if he can hit those high notes anymore, but he was not in this key. It was, let me see. So then you go, what you gonna do when you get lonely? I mean, it's way up there, and he did it, and his voice, you could tell his voice was really getting torn up. But man, it's full of emotion. Very powerful song, and it's especially interesting that a song like this, came out and did so well because usually a song that's complicated like that doesn't get a lot of live play. Because it's too hard for most bands to play. So they're not going to play it in a bar, so people don't get quite as aware of it as they do, from other sources. And so a song that can be played in the bar by the bands, people hear it over and over and over again in the bars. They hear it on the radio. They hear it streaming, wherever they hear it. And then they get, they really get saturated with a song. So to have one like this, come out and do so well also it was a long song, so it didn't get quite as much radio play either. So, all right, let's see, what do we have down here? I see, Joe got here. Hi, Joe Dunwoody. Good. All right, I saw Joe this afternoon, did a show at his place, and as I said, we'll be at Mom's tomorrow night. Hey, by the way, if any of you are I don't expect Jack and Barb to do this, but some of you that are local here, if you feel like it, you can go on over to Independence Village of East Lansing. It's just off of Lake Lansing Road, near 127 North. If you get, if you want to go over there tomorrow night, I'm going to be playing. Ooh, I better find out what I'm playing. Hey, I don't know whether it's 6:30 or 7. Mom can probably tell me sooner than I can get my own answer, but let me see, look it up here. Hang on. And so if you're interested, just check it out. You can look it up on the internet and find out where they are. It's real easy. And let me get my little note here for tomorrow night. 6:30. So if you want to show up, they're happy to have people come and visit. It'd be fun to see you folks. Some of you that might be able to make it. All right, enough of that. Let's move on to the next thing here. We have a song, a Tom Jones song. Woohoo! Looks like I have a beat set up for it too. I guess that'll work, yeah. It's a Tom Jones song called Delilah. I should look up who, you know what? I'm going to make a note for myself. And, okay, I'll have an answer for you next time I do. All right, so here we go. Jealousy raises its ugly head. Actually, it raises its deadly head in this case, huh? Mm-hmm. I saw the light on the night that I passed by her window. Mm-hmm. I saw the flickering shadows of love on the blind. Bum, 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 bum. She was my woman. As she deceived me, I watched and went out of my mind. My Delilah. Do, 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 do. Why, Delilah? Do, 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 do. I could see that girl was no good for me, but I was lost like a slave that no man could free. At break of day when that man drove away, I was waiting. Boom, 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 boom. I crossed the street to her house and she opened the door. She stood there laughing. I felt the knife in my hand and she laughed no more. My Delilah. Do, 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 do. Why, Delilah? Do, 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 do. So, before they come to break down the door, forgive me, Delilah, I just couldn't take anymore. Forgive me, Delilah, I just couldn't take anymore. Do you remember that one? How many of you? I remember that one. And I'd probably do it a little bit faster, but wow. One of the songs that Dave Teeter pointed me to, some lyrics that he had worked on, talked about talking about a man seeing his woman with some other man, and he's going, well, what is that? Well, it turns out that it's not what it looked like at all. It turned out to be, well, at least that's the idea behind what I'm trying to do with the story. It turned out to be like a cousin or somebody that she's related to, and so it makes perfect sense when it turns out. But in the case here, he saw the flickering shadows of love on the blind, and then she laughed at him. Well, what was he doing with a knife? If he hadn't come with a knife, I mean, whew. Okay, enough of that. How about, oh my gosh, this is a Hank Williams song. This is a beautiful song, and Hank Williams, what a talent. What a talent. He wrote all these really cool songs, and all before he was the age of 30. A nice waltz beat again, huh? Hear the lonesome whippoorwill. He sounds too blue to fly. The midnight train is whining low, and I'm so lonesome I could cry. I've never seen a night so long when time goes crawling by. The moon just went behind the cloud, and I'm so lonesome I could cry. Did you ever see a robin weep when leaves begin to die? That means he's lost the will to live. I'm so lonesome I could cry. The silence of a falling star lights up a purple sky. And as I wonder where you are, I'm so lonesome I could cry. I've never seen a night so long when time goes crawling by. The moon just went behind a cloud to hide his face. Oh, hear the lonesome whippoorwill. He sounds too blue to fly. The midnight train is whining low, and I'm so lonesome I could cry. I wanted to repeat that second verse for you because there's a line that's so good. I've never seen a night so long when time goes crawling by. The moon just went behind a cloud to hide its face and cry. Well, normally you talk about the clouds going in front of the moon. In this case, it's the moon. The moon hides behind a cloud. Oh, that is really nicely done. And wow, there are a lot of really cool lines in this song, but just simple. 8, 12, 16 lines. 16 lines. Whew. Hey, thank you. Yeah, all right. Well, I have down like 1, 2. I only have 2 more songs. I might grab something else out of here. This song is this is great. The song is Blue Moon, and it was written by Richard Rodgers and Lorenz Hart in 1934. And you're thinking, wait a minute, the one that I heard, wasn't that Sha Na Na and all that stuff? Well, yeah. It was actually the Marcells who did Blue Moon. Sha Na Na did their own version of it. But it was written by Rodgers, and it was different. It was done like this. Blue moon, you saw me standing alone. Well, that's the way it was done. So you can imagine the surprise when Rodgers and Hart heard their song being done by the Marcells. Al Bowley recorded the song in 1936, and it might be the first instance of what they call the 50s progression. I can't imagine that it was until the 1930s that they came up with this. Diana. There were hundreds of songs that were done like this with these chords. In fact, the first song that I played tonight was At the Hop. Well, no, that was pretty much a rock and roll one, but it used the same kind of chords. So here it is. Anyway, Blue Moon became an international #1 hit for the doo-wop group the Marcells in 1961 on the Billboard 100. Oh, by the way, all the backup vocals on here, I stacked them up like I did on the At the Hop. So here it goes. 2, 3, 4. Okay, gonna have to start over. But I can do that. Here we go. Start it over. 2, 3, 4. Bomb ba bomb ba bomb ba bomb bomb ba bomb bomb ding 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 dong ding. Blue moon, blue moon, blue moon. Dip 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 moon, blue moon, blue moon. Dip 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 moon, blue moon, blue moon. Dip 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 bomb ba bomb 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 ding 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 dong ding. Blue moon, you caught me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon, you knew just what I was there for. You heard me saying a prayer for someone I really could care for. Moon, you knew just what I was there for. You heard me saying a prayer for someone I really could care for. Then suddenly appeared before me, the only one my arms will ever hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. without a love of my Bomb, 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 ding, 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 blue moon, blue. Bomb, 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 ding, 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 blue moon. There's not much of my low voice still available. Boom. It's just this raspy. Oh, man. Woo. Well, I did 2 other shows earlier today and tried to take it easy on them, but it wasn't. Oh, and now I'm going to go ahead and blast out this next one for you. Well, we'll see how that goes. This song is by The Who, and it's very raucous. And it would be nice if I had a real drummer playing on this song because Keith Moon was like 2 or 3 real drummers. I'm just going to have a drum pattern, and I'm just going to try to play this on acoustic guitar, which is insane, but here we go. Well, this will be my last full song of the evening here. And by the way, there's an introduction that's done on the synthesizer, and I'm going to do it on the guitar here. Something like that. We'll be fighting streets with our children at our feet, and the morals that they worship will be gone, and the men who spurred us on sit in judgment of our wrong. They decide and the shotgun sings the song. Well, I tip my hat to the new Constitution, take a bow for the new revolution, smile and grin at the change all around me, pick up my guitar and play just like yesterday. I get on my knees and pray. We don't get fooled again. Well, the change, it had to come. We knew it all along. We were liberated from the fold, that's all. But the world looks the same, and the history ain't changed, 'cause the banners are all flown in the last war. Well, I tip my hat to the new Constitution, take a bow for the new revolution, smile and grin at the change all around me, pick up my guitar and play just like yesterday, and I get on my knees and pray. We don't get fooled again. No, no. I move myself and my family aside. If we happen to be left half alive, I get on my papers and smile at the sky. Well, I know that they hypnotize, never lie. Hey, do ya? Well, there's nothing in the streets looking different to me, and the slogans are replaced by the by, and a parting on the left is now a parting on the right, and the beards have all grown longer overnight. I tip my hat to the new Constitution, take a bow for the new revolution. Find that grin and her chains all around me, pick up my guitar and play just like yesterday, and I get on my knees and pray we don't get fooled again. Don't get fooled again. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Woo! That tempo is just a little faster than I prefer, especially for those intro licks. I wanted to get that part. I think they did it maybe that just a little bit slower, on that one. But okay, come on. Where's Bowser when you need it? I know it, hitting those low notes. Bowser, put his arm up like that. Little skinny guy. But he did look tough, didn't he? All right, well, that's really all I have planned for you. I don't have another one here that I want to do right now. So this is, as I call it, it's called my TV segment music. I've used this thing on quite a few videos as the music that you play while the credits are flowing across the screen. I did some of the plays that I was in, and I'd do a video of it, and then I would distribute the plays for all the players in the show. And this was a song at the end. It would say the credits would be appearing on the screen. Who was in the play? Who did the lights? Who did the makeup? Who did the costumes and all that good stuff? Who wrote the play? Yeah. So thank you very much, everybody. And I don't know yet what I'm going to do next week. These ones were very specifically drawn for you, but I will find some interesting things that we can do next time. All right, until then, take care of yourselves, because this is a tough old world, man. And these machines that we're in, they kind of break down, Be nice if they were nicer than that. More permanent, I guess, huh? All right. Uh-oh. I feel kind of faint, weak, tired. By the way, these four chords that you're hearing right now over and over again, those are the same ones that were in Blue Moon. Supposedly invented by Rodgers and Hart back in 1936, was it? Here we're almost 100 years later. Isn't that interesting? Wow. Uh-oh, my place of residence is disappearing too. Oh, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it, and we will see you next time.
Okay.
Yep, just got to turn off my